Same RSI numbers, entirely new formula. Once you see it, the indicator finally makes intuitive sense. Most traders use the Relative Strength Index RSI without questioning its formula. It is just a given. Most traders also believe RSI measures momentum. That's what we've been told in books, courses, and countless videos. But what if I told you that's not true? What if there's another way to derive RSI? One that completely changes how you think about this indicator. In this video, we're challenging traditional RSI assumptions and deriving it from a completely different angle. But before we dive in, this video is not financial advice, just a math-based look at market behavior through technical tools. Today, I'll walk you through this alternative derivation. And here's the twist. It gives the exact same result. But once you see RSI from this perspective, you'll never look at it the same way again. Let's break it down step by step. This is the RSI formula you know. RSI is calculated using the ratio of average gains to average losses over a look-back period, usually 14 days. This method has been used for decades, but it can feel a bit abstract. Averaging gains and losses doesn't directly tell you how far price has moved overall. Why might we need a different perspective? Because understanding RSI in terms of actual price movement makes the indicator far more intuitive. Instead of focusing on separate up and down averages, we'll start with the simplest tool ever, a moving average. This is a 14-period Wilder's exponential moving average, the same type of smoothing used in RSI calculations. So let's remove the original RSI and take the next step. The original RSI formula uses average gains and average losses. We'll simplify things. We'll calculate the average close-to-close change instead. We'll use absolute values, so the result is always positive. And once again, we'll apply Wilder's smoothing. What we get is a unit of volatility for the chosen look-back period at a given point in time. Now we have everything we need. The current closing price, the Wilder's moving average of prices, the Wilder's moving average of absolute changes, volatility unit. Let's dive in. You can already see part of my equation. It will grow as we move forward. First, we calculate our core metric, distance. In our example, the price was 204.15 points above moving average at this market top. Obviously, if the price were below the moving average, then the number would be negative. So far, we've used 2 out of 3 key values needed to calculate RSI, the closing price and the moving average of closing prices. We still need the moving average of close-to-close changes, volatility. A 204-point move might be massive in one market, but completely insignificant in another. That's why we need to standardize it by volatility. This tells us how big is this move compared to what's normal. In this case, the market's average daily absolute change was 51.42 points. So we divide 204.15 divided by 51.42 equals 3.97. This means the current position of the closing price relative to its moving average is positive 3.97 units of current volatility. If the price were below the moving average, this number would be negative. Now, we need to put this into a structured scale. The normalization factor is n-1, so for a 14-period RSI, it's 13. This represents the theoretical limit of how many units of volatility price can deviate from its moving average. In our example, we divide the current deviation by the max possible deviation. 3.97 divided by 13 equals 0.3054. In other words, approximately 30% of maximum positive deviation. Now our values are bound between -1 and +1, making this a true position indicator. The last step is to convert this normalized distance into the familiar RSI scale from 0 to 100. A normalized distance of +1 should correspond to RSI being equal 100 and -1 to RSI being equal 0. The conversion is linear. For our example, we plug in 0.3054, first multiply it by 50 points, then add 50 points, and the result is 65.27 points. The only thing left is to compare traditional and alternative RSI. Same values, different path. This new formula is available in TradingView, so feel free to test it yourself. Just search for RSI alternative derivation in the indicator section and add it to your charts. RSI was never really a momentum indicator. It is a position indicator that can be used to track momentum, but not just momentum. Soon, I'll introduce new indicators based on RSI. You will be able to measure position, strength, and trend for any chosen lookback period, from RSI 2 to RSI 200. So this is just the beginning. If you found this video helpful and want to see more innovative takes on RSI, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss the upcoming RSI indicator releases and the big reveal I have in store. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.